Sure. Morning, everyone. Quick Cardano
Um,
Q&A session. We're just gonna we're not don't normally record on Friday mornings anymore, but we're just covering some topics that are going to be useful to have reference to. So let me get it going. We're looking at cornucopias. So in cornucopias, you can now stake your file node NFTs if you hold those. Um, you can set up an account, which is an email-based account. And once you've done that, it will let you attach multiple wallets. So I think that's probably what you want to do, Dinesh. Um, uh,
so I've got an email based account.
Cracking.
I've got one node that I bought,
hmm
and
Um,
I've got the 3,000 copies in there. And the NFT copy NFT that I've got, the node NFT that I've got is in the original wallet, Eternal wallet. And then after we spoke last time, I've created a new wallet now where I've got the copies that I bought. It's in there. So so there's two different wallets that we need to walk through.
so yeah, you'll need to attach both of them to your account in cornucopias,
So
and
I
then
don't need to move. So does that mean I don't need to move the NFT from one wallet to the next?
that's what I'm expecting. Yes. So under this, um, where's the wallet connect? Is it under settings? Under settings, and then wallet. You
Yeah,
can add a wallet
add
here.
wallet. Yeah,
Typically, I've got all my assets just in one wallet, so I can't prove it for you. But under here, if you add um, your second wallet, which would be the Kobe one that's holding the Kobe tokens, um, and then assuming you've got already in here the one that's holding your file node NFTs, then it should aggregate that um, knowledge, and then under manage nodes, it will show you a balance here of the required amount of copy you need to hold to be able to stake however many NFTs you hold. Is that making sense? So
yeah.
once you've got um, your number of nodes showing here, your file nodes, which are the NFTs, and the balance of the Copy tokens, having attached both wallets, um, you can register each file node NFT, and then you'll start to earn rewards. And if I just show you the rewards I've earned since I got it set up for my 10 file nodes, it's giving an estimate now of uh, the rewards that are available to claim. So I'm already up to 5,909 Kopi tokens for having staked those file nodes for since what did you say? July 14th, was
26th,
it?
26th of July. So it would have been middle of July, I think you did.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's a good little earner. It's well worth doing. There is no. Oh, actually, looks like they've changed this yesterday. Let me see. Yeah, so they've actually just implemented this claiming mechanism, so I could actually draw these additional copies down into my wallet. And then if I'm, participating in DeFi, I could then go and um, compound those Kopi tokens I've earned into uh, liquidity pools, yield farming. I could go and sell them on the dexes and yeah, see what is the best strategy for profiting from the earnings. Or I could just hang on to them and wait in expectation of being able to use them in the game in some way, shape, or form. I think you can also participate in Cornucopia's governance procedures by holding Kopi tokens. So the more Kopi you hold, the more weight your voice has in that community. But yeah, great little demo of how to engage uh, your community. So they are offering these file node NFTs. They offered these file node NFTs for people who wanted to run file distribution mechanism for their game itself. So instead of you having your game files held on a central server like Steam or um, PS4, 5, those sorts of platforms, you can actually have those files, those vast game files stored, um, distributed around the globe in multiple participants. People who are holding these file nodes can offer their compute resource to actually hold those files. And then when a game player comes to download them, they will download them from that individual who holds a file node NFT. And from providing that service, you'll also earn additional tokens over time, and that can then last for as long as the game is popular. So it's a very good way of providing decentralized physical infrastructure network um, without having to pay for it all yourself if you're the game developer, but also decentralizing the holding of those files, the distribution of them, and letting your community then earn from the back of your success as well. So, really good initiative, and that's hopefully the way that games will be going in the future. I like it a lot. Does that cover your question, Dinesh?
Is yeah, I'm gonna walk it through on my screen um, separately. But you mentioned about staking copy last time. Is that a separate step?
Yes. So the wallet that you've got your Copy tokens held in,
Yeah,
um, you'd go to Eternal. I don't have that wallet here, but say it was this one. Is this one? No, it's not this one. Yeah. But in Eternal, you go to that wallet. You would come to the staking tab,
yeah,
um, and Cornucopia is offered two pools. Uh,
yeah,
Copy pool, which is their original one, and that lets you earn Copy tokens, but no ADA. I think I've got this the right way around. And then they've started this Copy C token more recently. And if you stake with that one, you'll earn. Sorry, no, I've got that the wrong way around. So the Copy pool, you would earn some Copy tokens and your normal ADA rewards. And then the Copy C pool, you'll actually earn just pure Copy tokens. So if you've got a wallet that's holding your Copy tokens already and a certain amount of ADA that you're happy to have there, you've got your regular amount of ADA staked with your community pool elsewhere. I'd continue doing that, put some ADA into this Copy wallet, and then whatever you stake there, you'll get 100% in Copy rewards. So that's a way of getting additional Copy token returns. There is a distribution mechanism provided by the Drip Drops platform to go and collect those Copy tokens. And that is something that you then need to do fairly regularly. It's not every epoch, but it might be, every 5 epochs or something like that, or once a month, just to go into Drip Drops and gather the Copy tokens that you've earned from staking with that Copy C pool.
it is copy C, isn't it? So copy C is 100% copy tokens,
Yeah, yeah. Mm,
whereas a copy um, stake staking on copy original pool is copy plus ADA.
that's right, yeah. And so if you've done a search just for Copy on that staking tab in Eternal, it'll show
Yeah,
you Copy, COPI, and you see the fees are 5%.
yeah,
And then if you see on Copy C pool, it's got 99.99%. So that means that the pool operator is taking 100% or 99.99% of the ADA rewards. Whereas with this pool, they're only taking 5% of the ADA rewards. And so the rest will be distributed out to people participating in that pool. However, you'll get less Copy tokens earned by this Copy pool than if you went with Copy C, you'll be getting more Copy tokens earned. So whichever, however you want to manage that. So I've got my small holdings in my Copy wallet. It might actually be this one. Yes, this one. Cool. So my this wallet here is staked with Copy C pool, and so you can see my ADA rewards dropped off to nothing. Um, but I can go and claim Kopi tokens from drip drops instead of the ADA I've earned. But yeah, the actual highest returning Kopi tokens is just from having the file nodes themselves and NFTs themselves. That's like an additional boost you can do, and that
Okay.
also supports the project because obviously
So
the ADA.
so
Sorry, go on.
CoPC is a better recommended. Uh,
Um, e- Yeah, so the Kopi C pool in particular will be helping support the game itself,
mm, mm.
because they're obviously earning the ADA, and keeping it all for their project treasury. So they'll be using it to fund developers and game development. And the more people that delegate to Kopi C, the more ADA they'll earn, an ability to fund their project for longer. So it's a good way to support the project. Also, you'll be earning the Kopi tokens, their own token as a return. And so it shows you you're confident in the future of that game because you are willing to earn their Kopi token instead of ADA, um, which you'll then expecting to be able to get a return on in the future or now. As soon as you earn Kopi, you can go and sell them. Um, so if you want to see how those pools are doing, you can jump onto pool.pm, which is my favorite Cardano Explorer.
Yeah,
Uh,
had a look at that this morning.
okay, cool. So you can have a search for just Kopi. It'll show you the two pools. And then within here, you get a confirmation of the how much ADA is actually staked to these pools. So Kopi pool has got 9.7 million. That's the 5% pool. So it's taking 5% of the ADA rewards for itself. And then Kopi C is the 99% pool. So it's taking most of the rewards. And it's actually got 24 million ADA staked. So people are preferring the Kopi C pool to the Kopi pool at the moment. They're very keen to get hold of their Kopi tokens. Um, and again, it's sort of like Ethereum follows the movements of Bitcoin and then the other tokens, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, they all follow the movement of Ethereum and Bitcoin in terms of price movements. So Kopi tokens will follow the price movement of ADA. Um, so when ADA rises in value, then the chances are, the expectations are that if Kopi is around still as a good project, then the price of a Kopi tokens will appreciate, will grow faster than the price of ADA. So that's why people are willing to speculate on holding a Kopi token, which is worth less than ADA currently, comparatively, and then in the future they're hoping it will grow faster. So you're sort of evaluating the rate of growth of these tokens, and so the small cap coins will always grow faster than a larger cap coin in a bull market. Um, Not always, but that's the expectation. So that's
Mm.
ones you look to invest in. Cool. Does that cover cornucopias?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'll while you chat, I'll see if I can get my process working, and then if there's any issues, I'll come back in as well.
Great. Okay, do that. Um, So because we've missed a couple of Monday sessions, which is when the usual recording will be done, I'll drop the topics that are hot off the press into this call as I'm recording it as well. So, uh, quick update. Uh, my favorite stablecoin, USDM, from Mehen, who are now rebranded to Moneta for their token. They have also sort of split the um, financial operations of the business into two entities, Moneta and W3I. And actually, W3I is the profit-making portion of their entity, and Moneta will be their sort of regulated non-profit in it as a service um, um, for the stablecoin, whereas W3I is the company itself. And as a believer in the future of crypto and of that stablecoin in particular, then you actually currently have an opportunity to invest in W3I, the profit making part of the venture. So this would be the equivalent to investing in early stage into something like USDC Circle or USDT Tether. Um, actually be able to invest in the private companies behind those entities behind those assets. So it could be a very lucrative investment decision, or it might go to nothing. You don't really know. It's early stage investing, always high risk, but it's something you may want to consider. And so, yeah, I've been having a look at these guys following their rise for quite a while, and they've actually launched their raise on chain raise now. They did have it on another platform earlier, and that got pulled. They've repositioned it now on chain raise. So if you are interested in investing in W3I, the company behind USDM, as a private investor, then you can look at chain raise, decide how much you want to invest, and what you'll get in return for it. This will actually give you a equity in the business. So I'll drop these links into the Discord server as I always do post call, and you can go in and do your due diligence on Moneta, W3I, the guys behind it. I've been in Zoom calls with Matt Plowman. He's a good guy, knows his stuff from the traditional finance industry, but fully focused on some ethical uh, finance layer built on crypto to better serve the humanity than Wall Street and the cronies. So yeah, love what they're about. Very good. That's a bit exciting. Um, Another bit of news. Uh, everybody likes a bit of gaming. Certainly in my peers now. Um, and Neuralink, the Elon Musk's company, which is investing in artificial intelligence combined with brain-machine interfaces to super power human beings of the future. They've started their human trials. Um, Nolan, their first patient, is a quadriplegic, so he's paralyzed from the neck down. He's had the Neuralink chip installed, and he's breaking world records in terms of his ability to control computers now using purely the power of his mind. Um, and so if you want to play the games that he's playing and see how you compare with a superhuman, an augmented superhuman, you can come and actually jump on the Neuralink website and play their web group game. And it's a very simple game. All you got to do is, for a set amount of time, is use your mouse to click on the blue dots as they appear, and it will then give you a um, bits per second or how quickly you've managed to click on these in a set amount of time. I shan't carry on playing that. And then you can see how you compare with Nolan. Um, so I think I achieved a 6 BPS my first attempt. I started late and was a bit slow on it, so I haven't tried again since. My son, he got an 11 BPS, uh, and Nolan's doing like 15 or something like that. So uh, you can go and see how you compare. It's quite good fun. But I talk about it because it is oops, I closed it. Yeah, it's an example of where we're going in the future. And if we do see opportunities to participate, invest, engage with cutting edge technology, it always educates us and gives us a clue about the direction of progress, human progress. And that's obviously can guide our investment decisions. And I think that there will be future correlations between blockchain, brain machine interfaces, artificial intelligence that will yield great investment opportunities. So being aware and keeping your head about these things is worthwhile. Cool. Another game related post. Um, we've just had the Rare Evo conference in Las Vegas, which is a Cardano conference that also includes other chains. But obviously Cardano is the primary shower. And they brought along this time the IO team and a community team from Sunday Swap and other projects, brought along an arcade game that actually was running an emulator of the original Doom, just from within a browser. But that's the growth in CPU resource that we have available to us now. So we can take a first person shooter that required a whole video card to be able to play it. Now actually just runs in a browser on an average laptop. Um, you can actually go and play Doom in this arcade demo, um, and while you're playing, every frame that the game plays at, so it's about 30 frames per second, is actually posting a transaction on the Hydra scaling solution, layer two scaling solution for Cardano. So Hydra is a product built by IOG that will allow Cardano to scale to millions of transactions per second. Um, that's the goal. And this demo of a game has actually achieved 4,000 frames per second just from this Hydra head here. You imagine now partnering those Hydra heads multiple times. That's how you achieve the million transactions per second. And over the course of the conference, they've actually given us some stats here now. They actually processed 100 million transactions, which is more than Cardano as a blockchain itself has processed in its entire history. Um, so that one Hydra head has actually processed uh, thousands of transactions per second for the duration of the event. And it's a very good way of just demonstrating, it's got no use case, but it's just demonstrating the power of the scaling solutions that are now available on Cardano. Um, and of course, in true Cardano fashion, it's all open source, it's all available. If you want to build a Hydra based solution, you're free to do so. So whether that's say a poker game that's using Hydra as a rapid transaction mechanism. So parties will take their pots from Cardano's mainnet, place them into a Hydra head, and then the rules of the game will engage within that Hydra head. And then as the game closes, the assets can be drawn back onto the mainnet and distributed according to who's won and lost in that poker game. And that's a basic example of how a Hydra head can be implemented to massively scale the speed of interaction. So on Cardano, if you were trying to run a poker game, you'd have to wait 20 seconds for a settlement of each transaction. On Hydra Head, you'll wait, milliseconds before your transaction actually goes through. So uh, again, scaling solutions are here. We have the ability to scale Cardano globally to do transactions faster than any other financial settlement layer that's out there. Very exciting. It competes directly with um, Stripe, not Stripe, the credit card settlement layers. So we've got Visa and Mastercard and so on and so forth. It will outcompete those now, which is great. Very cool. And again, just a very strong indicator of the future of Cardano as an ecosystem. It's got the fundamentals right. It's really building securely. Zero downtime in the duration of its history. No other blockchain has achieved that. This is why I put my time and effort into Cardano over the other chains. Not that I have anything against the other chains, just that as a technical layer, it's the best at the moment. Won't be forever, but it is the best at the moment. So this is a link through to the Rario event. This is just one screenshot from it. Huge event, thousands of people showed. Shows that the very excited ecosystem building up around Cardano. Yeah, so if you are having doubts about the poor price action of Cardano, think about the fundamentals, think about the community size that we have, the technology layers that are being released time after time, and all that is just building up a big headwind that we will catch at some point and affect our price action as well. But don't beg for it, don't rush for it, because along with that will come a whole load of trouble, trauma, stress, strife. When more and more humans get involved, it's only going to become harder to interact with the ecosystem. Scammers will be rife, and attacks will be harder and more sophisticated. So enjoy the time we have now. That's the way I approach it. Another exciting bit of news. Binance have now accepted, excuse me, have now accepting ADA with its Binance Pay platform. So again, that's a settlement layer that accepts currency. So you'll accept Bitcoin and Ethereum if you want to use Binance Pay to implement that on your payment on your shopping website or something like that, you can now accept ADA as a payment mechanism through Binance Pay, which is very, very strong. Um, again, result for Cardano being accepted as a major player, as a token, as a financial instrument by the wider crypto ecosystem, with Binance being one of the largest exchanges, centralized exchanges. And then the last bit of news, well, not the last bit of news, but the last bit of news I prepared for previous talks was um, uh, exciting bit from Rare Evo was that um, Robert Kennedy Jr. actually joined a Zoom call with Charles Hoskinson from the Rare Evo event. So you had one of the presidential candidates who's now pulled back, but one of the presidential candidates, the most powerful nation on earth, very, very pro crypto, attending a Cardano specific event to talk to the founder um, about cryptocurrencies as a whole, but very, excited to see him do that he was at the Bitcoin conference earlier. He's attended virtually a Cardano conference now as well, which is just very strong for the influence that cryptocurrencies have reached in the political sphere globally. So yeah, exciting times. Again, just great indicators for the future of this industry that we are part of the early days of. And talking of talking of Cardano and its future, we are now signed and sealed. The transaction is on chain that has triggered the Chang hard fork. And the Chang hard fork is one of the most radical shifts in Cardano history, in that it has deprecated the 7 Genesis keys that control parameter changes for the blockchain. So instead of IOG, Emergo, Cardano Foundation, ultimately signing the transactions that change parameters on the blockchain, that is being removed from them as an ability. So those Genesis keys are now defunct. The transaction that made them defunct was triggered yesterday. Took 48 hours to ratify within the protocol, and now those Genesis keys can't be operated anymore. The equivalent power of them has been distributed to the member-based organization Intersect, to the Cardano Interim Constitutional Committee, to delegated representative infrastructure, and to the stake pool operators. And so now all decisions about changes to the blockchain have to be ratified through the governance infrastructure, through the decision-making power of the entire Cardano ADA holding community, which means it is the most decentralized blockchain in terms of not only block production through its 3,000 stake pool operators, but now also in terms of its decision-making, in terms of governance direction. So a really exciting time. And if you just have a look, search for Chang on Twitter.
Jonathan, did we see much in way of price adjustment as a result of this?
Not particularly. We had, a nice little pump earlier in the week from, the announcement when the date was settled. So the Chang hard fork will actually be carried out, where the new capabilities for government making decisions will actually come into play on September 1st. And so all block production from September 1st onwards will have to be done by a version 9 of the node, which is Chang compatible. And when that date was finalized, then there was a bit of price appreciation. Whether they were related or not, I don't know. Crypto can swing 5% in a matter of hours for no apparent reason. But it's typically Cardano news has not, or Cardano rumor has not triggered as much price action as Ethereum news and rumor or Bitcoin. So yeah, again, we are the looked down on chain, but we are the the heaviest hitting now in terms of technology. So
Amazing. Thanks.
It's cool. We're in a good place. Um, and I fully expect I'm struggling to do two things at once. I fully expect that price movement to come aggressively in the coming few months. Um, so don't fade, stay strong. Uh, the rewards for your diligence and are coming. That's my mate Daniel. Uh, yeah, he's done some work for Fleet 7. So let's see for Chang was trending on Twitter yesterday. Whether it still is or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, not so much anymore. But yeah, you can search for Chang and you'll see everybody talking about it within the Cardano community. This was a transaction from Nicholas Cerny when the transaction was submitted, where Protocol 9 is the mandated minimum version of the protocol and of the node, sorry, to run the protocol. And that was done. That means that on the changeover of the epoch, September 1st, 9:45, only version 9 created blocks will be accepted on chain. So we're there. It's happened. It's happening. And that governance, all those governance tools, and the ability for IOG to influence the outcome of the parameter decisions is changed now. Changed drastically. Now, obviously, there are still refinements and work to do on governance on Cardano. It's very young days. Dr. Kenrick Nelson is a really good guy to follow. He is a strong voice in the holes that are in Cardano's governance infrastructure. He is very skeptical of the direction we've taken in terms of ignoring decentralized identities to this point in time. And we are still relying entirely on a plutocratic system of governance. So the more ADA you hold, the louder your voice is in governance decisions, parameter change decisions within the Cardano ecosystem. That still holds true. So large whales, of which IOG, of course, are one, Cardano Foundation are one, Emergo are one. They have those whales have the loudest voices within decisions on the ecosystem still. However, we have moved from the ADA holders can't really influence the parameter changes to actually now we can. So if our small ADA holders are able to gather together, combine with some of the larger ADA holders, we can actually influence votes significantly, whereas previously we couldn't. So in my opinion, we're in the right direction, but Kenrick's a great voice to listen to about all the work we still need to do to really achieve a new system of governance, which we're working on. And if we get this right, then it's something that we can apply not only to our financial systems, but also to our entire government structures, nation states government structures around the world. Voting can be done on chain. Decision making can be distributed, decentralized, fragmented, far smaller. You can actually engage in outcomes for your local areas, as opposed to now where everything is just bipartisan. And if you have an opinion differing to both of those, either of those parties, or both of them, then you don't really have any option. You don't have any power. This is a paradigm we're looking to change. So yeah, exciting times. Cool. So how are you getting on, Dinesh?
Okay, so what I've done is I've gone on to my Eternal wallet where I've got copies token held.
Uh-huh.
Stake, I selected stake, and I have staked copies as well as signed into the wallet. So I'm assuming it's staked. That he's taken 2.1778 with it. Not sure why, but he's taken it. Do I need to have a minimum ADA balance on that wallet? Because I only got on just about 10 ADA on it at the moment. Do I need anything more than that?
No, any ADA you hold in that wallet will be staked with the Kopi pool, and you'll be earning, staking rewards off the back of that. Obviously, the more ADA you have in there, the more rewards you get. The less ADA, if you only got a few ADA in there, you won't be really earning any rewards. And uh, and um, yeah, actually, no, sorry, I'm thinking of something else that was related to Project Catalyst. But yeah, so
Okay,
if you
do you mean the more ADA I hold in that wallet, the more copies token I receive? Is that what you mean? Or
exactly, yeah, yeah.
okay, okay.
So so if you want to, depending on, say you've got a portfolio of 100,000 ADA for,
Hmm.
lucky,
Lucky
then
me. That was
yeah,
lucky.
yeah, then you could take, decide how much of that portion of your, how much ADA are you willing to give up, and the
Hmm.
growth of that ADA are you willing to give up on the off chance of accumulating more Kopi tokens. And whatever
Okay.
you're comfortable with, you can take that ADA, stake it to Kopi C pool, and you'll be earning Kopi tokens rather than ADA tokens. You still obviously
Okay.
hold the ADA, own the ADA, and you can withdraw that back out whenever you want, put it
Yeah.
back into your regular staking. But yeah,
Yeah.
for the duration of this earning opportunity, it might be something you want to do if you're very confident in the future of Kopi tokens.
Okay. So now that I've staked I've staked that wallet,
Hmm.
and I've just got about 10 ADA left in there. Excuse me. If I move some more ADA into that wallet, it automatically, I don't need to do anything else, do I? It just automatically says you've now got more ADA, which means it's more staked on that Cornucopias pool.
Exactly right. Yes,
Yeah.
because all staking on Cardano is fully liquid and auto compounding.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then anything you've got staked, any wallet that you've staked, anything that goes into that wallet, will also then be automatically staked, and anything you withdraw, um, will be able to be done at any point in time. So um, the the only thing to think about is if you stake up to the end of an epoch and withdraw it just before, then you'll have lost the staking rewards for that epoch. So wait for a epoch boundary after the promotions run. Wait for the epoch boundary to pass, and then you can move your ADA if that's your priority.
Yeah.
If you just need to go and buy a new NFT because it's scratching at your eyeballs, then you can just take the ADA out whenever you want. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you're looking for a maximum return, then that's the only thing and the only consideration you make. An epoch in Cardano is 5 days.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Ultimately, because the ADA price is a good buy at the moment at 0.35, 36, buy some more and then move it to that wallet. That's the other option.
that is a very good
Yeah.
option. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Accumulation zone, isn't it, at the moment? Okay, so
Yeah.
I've done that bit, so that's successful. I've now gone into cornucopias.io. It didn't, when I refreshed that login, it didn't show me my balance, so I had to log out of the cornucopias account, log back in, and it popped up with saying balance now is 3,089 copies. So I've got enough copies for one node that it needs a minimum, and it said node data is syncing, and it's just now synced, in fact.
Haha, perfect.
Right. So do I just now go register, click register button and then
Exactly right. So your button will say register rather than deregister.
right. So if I just click on register button,
Yeah.
oh, right, it's registered. Right. That's it. I've got a green status, green on exactly same as yours. Green
Nice.
registered status.
And up here you got 3,000 or more
I've got
copy.
3,089 copies left in there.
Perfect. And your node count is one, which matches the
I've got one node. Yes.
good. So yeah, you'll now be accumulating rewards. Again, it happens with epoch boundaries. So um, on my rewards tab, on my rewards tab,
Yeah, if I click the rewards, nothing happens. Oh, it just takes a slow. It's a bit slow now. So yeah, it
Let's get
does
that.
pop up with the rewards screen now.
Cool. Mine's still not
Nothing to
loading.
claim. Available to claim zero. So
Okay.
about 15,000 behind yours.
Yeah, I think we've just stumbled onto them releasing that feature, so it might just be uh, being pressed heavily by the by the community. Um,
Ah, okay.
but yeah, so that rewards page will show you. Yeah, we go. Um,
So on the
the
right hand side, you know where it says claiming and it's select chain, Cardano or base. Does it? Do you have to select that is a base, Cardano or? Oh, I see.
yeah, so
Oh, I see. Yeah, if you select Cardano, then under select wallet, it gives me the option to select the wallet. Okay.
that right one. Yeah. So this is talking about Cardano blockchain versus Coinbase's blockchain.
Hmm.
So Cornucopias have actually launched their token on Coinbase on the base blockchain as well, and so
Yeah.
they're now multi-chain, or they had been multi-chain from the beginning. They were on Ethereum first,
Hmm.
so now you can choose between Cardano and Base to actually carry out your claiming. So that will send the Copy tokens to Base or to Cardano based on which ones you hold.
Okay. Right. So the other question I've got now. So basically, I'm set, isn't it, in terms of my node being registered?
Yeah, all set.
What does that mean? Does it mean anybody who wants to download the game, if my laptop is on, can they?
Yeah, so at the moment, they haven't started their distributed file system yet. So they wanted to make sure that the people who bought into their file nodes were starting to be rewarded as soon as possible. They're making a commitment to participate in the ecosystem by buying an NFT. We've bought those quite a while ago now. Um, and they haven't got their file distribution mechanism complete yet, but they wanted to start rewarding people for having bought the NFTs by offering this staking mechanism. So at the moment, that's all you can do is just stake the NFT, and you'll start earning some Copy tokens as the distribution mechanisms starts to be released. You'll then have a an option to download software for the file node distribution mechanism to your computer, and then you can actually start operating as a file distributor. And whether the rewards from staking will stop then, flip only over to file distributors, I'm not 100% sure, and would probably be something like that. But they will have an additional option if you don't want to host the files yourself. You'll actually be able um, to use one of their hosted file node um, platforms, file distributors, and you won't earn as much by using one of those rather than running your own hardware, but you'll still give you a headache. It will give you a headache-free mechanism for maximizing the return on your file node. Um, if you want to get the most out of it, then run your own file distribution software hardware. But yeah, this is all in the works on the way. So at the moment, nothing more for you to do. There'll be news coming out, and I'll try and keep on top of that and bring it to you on here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good outcome. Well done.
so second other question after that. Remember the ISPO or is it SPO rewards that we earn for copies token? Is that claimable now or not?
From Coinector, do you mean?
Coinector rather. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, that's
yeah,
different. That's not copy. That's called Coinector token.
yeah.
That's
Coinector
different.
are a different
Sorry, I got
project.
confused with that because they're so similar names.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we haven't been involved coin in a cornucopias ISPO, but we were involved in the Coinector FISO, which is a fair initial staple offering. They
Okay.
still do not have a mechanism for claiming those tokens. So you can
Okay.
come here, put your wallet address that was staked in the pool, and it will tell you how many Coinector tokens you're able to um, receive, but claim, but you won't be able to claim them yet. They are they have the smart contracts written now, I believe. They're going through auditing, and this is effectively their token distribution um, smart contracts, and so they will do the CNCT distribution for FISO participants using their own smart contracts rather than using a third-party service like drip drops or tap tools. Not tap tools, Toasty Drop. Um, they want to use their own tools rather than other people's. So that's why the delay. And last month, they said it was imminent. So we're still waiting, but yeah, it's imminent, whatever that means.
I got confused because I thought because there's a similar name, I thought they were the same, but they are the same.
Boy Nectar, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So copy, if I going back to copy, as far as I'm concerned, I'm set now.
Yeah.
I've just got to decide if I want to top up my ADA with on that wallet. Just one question. Suppose I because I used the Eternal wallet I have I've staked the ADA on your on the Fluid pool. Suppose if
Mm.
I had accidentally connected that wallet for staking copy, um, how would that have affected any of that share between the different pools or anything like that?
So then the ADA balance that is currently delegated to Fluid Pool would then have
Yeah.
been delegated to Copy, and so your rewards from Fluid Pool would stop, and your rewards would just be in Copy tokens from the Copy C pool.
So does it
So
mean that um, you can't connect your wallet to multiple pools for staking?
um, again, a kind of nuanced answer to this one. So um, technically, you can't. So your ADA balance in your wallet is staked to uh, whichever pool
One
you
pool.
choose. Yeah,
So
as a
one
whole.
pool. Okay, so let's say I've staked my wallet to a Fluid pool
Hmm.
first, and then I go, oh, I've got another pool I want to connect to. And if I use the same wallet to connect to the second pool, it then overrides the first pool and then goes to the second pool.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to think of it. Um, there is some complexity in terms of you can actually have the one wallet split
Mm-hmm.
into multiple sub wallets.
Ah, okay.
Eternal offers that mechanism, so you can actually add a number of wallets within one wallet on. So you have the one seed phrase, and then within that you've got multiple other wallets, and each of those sub wallets can stake to a separate pool and hold
Okay.
different balances. Yeah. And now Lace Wallet has the same mechanism as well. So actually, with Lace, you can have multi-delegation from a single seed phrase wallet. Um, but my own personal policy is that I will create a new seed phrase whenever I want to stake to a new pool or participate in a new opportunity. That gives me more complexity in terms of overhead of the number of seed phrases, spending pass phrases I'm managing, but I think it helps um, water down or spreads out the accumulation of assets into one wallet, which makes it a larger target. The more seed phrases I'm controlling, the more targets there are for people to go after, but the less returns I'll get if they manage to break into one. And perhaps that's actually the final thing worth mentioning is that there's a great video on Twitter. I'll find the link later. We're kind of out of time this morning, and post it on Discord along with the links from today's recording. But there was a great video. It was a live stream from the Cerberus team and from an NFT project, um, Shrink. It's an South Indian based NFT project. I've been in the community long time, do good work, create art, and the founder of that project actually got scammed this week. So his a portion of his holdings in six of his wallets all got drained at the same time. Um, and these were all Cardano wallets. He was managing them internal. Um, Now, it wasn't actually a security fault with Eternal or with Cardano, so it's really important to specify. This was not a technical failing at all. This was a scam attempt or successful hack of his computer by through social engineering. So basically, a 3D artist approached him and said, "I've got a portfolio of 3D artwork I want to produce as NFTs and distribute them for your project or work for your project." So it was like a job application, really. The founder, Shrink, said, "Yeah, okay, cool. Let me see your work." And the guy said, "Can I send you the files because they're quite large? What do you have, a PC or a Mac? And I'll send them to you in the correct format." This was really early hours of the morning. Shrink was drowsy, was trying to get ready for bed. But he said, "Yeah, okay, send them over." The guy sent over a DMG file, which is an executable on the Apple OS, um, and that was actually a virus, a Trojan horse. So that then he installed it when he was trying to view the videos just by clicking that link. It installed key logging software and we're not sure what else as of yet, but certainly that computer was then compromised. He said, the video's not working. We'll pick this up tomorrow. He went to bed 1 a.m. his time that night while he was asleep. His wallets all got drained. Uh, the NFTs he'd got as receipts for his participation in DeFi. So he'd got some Fluid. He was using the Fluid token platform to offer lending and borrowing. Those got liquidated. The assets all got aggregated back into ADA and then sent over to a centralized exchange, over to Binance. And at that point, effectively, his funds from those 6 wallets all were lost. So it's a very stark reminder that we are working in a space that is high value and is a high value as a target for scammers and phishers. And no matter how clever you are, he's been in the space 3 years, he knows the technology, he's fully aware. This was a genuine conversation that he holds day to day with artists. Turned out that one of them had been targeting him for this attack, and was able to just social engineer their way into infecting his machine. And then once there's a virus on your machine like that, it can log your keystrokes, pick up spending passphrases. It can, check session cookies and so forth in your browser. There's a whole lot of things that software, once it's on your machine, can do, and it was able to then compromise the spending passphrase for the wallets, and issue signed transactions without somebody being at the PC, which is concerning, but a real threat. So be diligent. Don't click links in emails. Don't open files that people send to you unless you know them personally, and you can run a virus scanner. If you can, run Linux rather than Windows or Mac. And these sorts of more obscure operating systems have less surface of attack than the mainstream ones. But obviously, there's downsides to that as well.
Jonathan, what about 2FA authentication? I mean, obviously, I don't know how the wallets behave, but I mean, obviously, in terms of web interfaces and things, anything that's 2FA, where you're doing a second set of verification on a mobile device, surely that adds another layer of security.
Yeah, exactly. Really crucial step. So make sure you've got 2FA turned on and everything you can. With Eternal wallets, there isn't a 2FA mechanism. There's a spending passphrase mechanism, and it's a hot wallet. It runs connected to the internet all the time. So really, the way to secure it is to use Eternal Wallet's hardware wallet mechanism. So if you have your hardware wallet working through Eternal Wallet, then your assets are far safer, and that effectively is your 2FA. So you actually have the physical device.
Explain that, please. So just unpack that into a simpler format. So obviously, the hot wallet being like where you click a button and now the wallet's gone from whatever it is, red to green, and now you're connected to that web page, right? So that would be a hot wallet.
Um, uh, Technically, a hot wallet is any wallet that is that's got its signing keys or its seed phrase decrypted to allow you to sign transactions whilst connected to the internet.
Okay.
So this is quite a challenging technical thing to get your head around, but what cold storage is that it will remove the ability to decrypt signed transactions um, from anything connected to the internet. So you're effectively creating an air gap between the internet and the unlock mechanism for your seed phrase, your key pairs. And so this is what a hardware wallet does. It will allow you to form a transaction on this hardware device that's completely separate. It will unlock your seed phrase or your key pairs, let you sign that transaction. Yes, I'm willing to spend this amount using the hardware wallet, and then that transaction, um, once and then the seed phrase gets locked up again, gets locked up again, doesn't leave the hardware wallet, but then that transaction is bundled up and sent over to an internet connected or a node, a blockchain connected device, and that then allows a transaction to go on chain. So you've separated the unlocking of the seed phrase of that key pair from the internet, and that's a crucial thing to do. You can replicate that with an offline laptop. You'll sign a transaction on the laptop that's got its Wi-Fi hardware removed, and then you can use a USB key to copy that signed transaction over to an internet connected machine. And that transaction in and of itself, all it can, once it's connected to the internet, all it can do is carry out the instructions written into that transaction. And so, assuming that your transaction has been formed correctly and then signed by an offline, a cold storage wallet or machine, then that transaction is safe to put online, assuming you're happy with that transaction being carried out. And the rules within that transaction are the only thing that can be carried out. And so this is the ultimate security layer between you and interacting with the blockchain. So yeah.
So for example, the demonstration that you did with Copius earlier today, I mean, I would imagine it's not everything sitting in your wallet. You probably have cold storage and then you've got your transactionable balance. So are you comfortable with that layer of, let's call it softer security in that immediate transaction can happen because it's not like your life savings, but it's a portion that you've made available.
Exactly. It's a counterplay between convenience and um,
Immediate.
security. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, what I'll do is when I'm managing um, any assets, I create money rules, and this is all education that comes out of the International Academy of Wealth that I'm a member of. You create money rules that define things like this. So one of my money rules is that I can never have more than say $10,000 worth of assets in hot storage. So that means that the most I can interact with the DeFi ecosystem without using cold storage or hardware wallets is $10,000. And so anytime that I see assets accruing value to higher than that, that means I have to then make sure I've moved them out of DeFi or whatever mechanism into cold storage. And that, protects you from, that's the maximum amount I could lose in in a hack attack or something like that, because they'd have to come in and physically take threaten me physically to sign a transaction with my cold storage to actually then carry out an attack, which is a far, far harder thing for an attacker to do than actually just to get a virus onto your computer. But that is really inconvenient to then always having to sign transactions with entering a passphrase on the little thumb device or sign transactions sending over the USB key. That's much slower, and there's only so many hours in life. And your most important asset is your time. If you're spending your 3 hours a day trying to interact with your DeFi mechanisms, that's 3 hours a day you've of your life gone. Um, if you can save time in that, drop it down to half an hour by having a hot wallet up to a certain value figure, then that's these are all metrics you can tweak in your own life to maximize time in life you have versus also accruing wealth or passive income or whatever your goals are through your investment portfolio. And yeah, that's something
Thanks.
that you can think about and balance for yourself. Put some rules in place. But yeah,
Nice.
ultimately ultimately hardware wallets are the way to go. So
Where can I find out more about, what was it, IAW?
IAW, uh, I'll drop the link into the Discord for you. And yeah, they do have a public website, and so IAW is the organization that Luca is a coach with, and I am a keen member, so um, been involved in them for over a year now, and they do good work, really good education around um, you know wealth management, as well as operating safely in um, the crypto world, or the stocks and shares world, or commodities, or anything like that. And great education from the likes of Luca throughout the board. So yeah, for me, it's been really good, well worth it. So yeah, I'll send you the link, and you can have a read through. Do your own due diligence, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What are they? Independent Association of Wealth, or what were they called?
International Academy of Wealth, IAW,
Okay.
International Academy of Wealth. Yeah. Um, yeah, cool. Great call. I think that was worth recording in the end. So hopefully anybody catches this enjoys it.
Yeah.
And I
One
will
more point.
yeah, yeah.
One more point.
Thanks so much.
There's a Cardano constitutional workshop in London, 21st of September.
Mm, yes. Yeah, they're
Um,
all starting now. So Edinburgh, London, the nearest ones
right.
to us.
Mm.
But then they're all around the world. So yeah, it's
Okay.
worth getting to them. So you
I've
go.
got the ticket. So I'm planning to go actually on the day.
Fantastic. Excellent.
Not sure if
Uh,
you're planning to go.
yeah, I'm intending to go. I haven't picked which one yet. Probably it will be London, but yeah.
Yeah, but it may be the tickets might get sold out, or there might be a capacity limit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be at some point. But I'm kind of learning that we're still small enough to force your way into some of these events
Or is
without
it?
without
Right, good.
I
Okay,
regret
I'm
having been.
planning to go on the 21st of September.
Great. Okay, that's useful to know, and I'll try and join you in that then.
Right.
Cool. All right.
Great. Thank
Thanks
you very
for
much. That was
joining.
really useful. That really good session.
My pleasure. See you.